Yeah. I love God so much I found a better way. Say yeah, we still praying for them better days. No God got your back, so don't you turn away. I can't give up on this music, I know this the way. I live in my purpose, I can't see my flesh. Now I ain't wanna come around cause I was in my mess. To tell God how you feel, I know he gon' listen.
What's going on, man? It's your girl, TampaMystic, and we are live on the industry's most wanted podcast. I got one of my favorite people here today. I haven't seen you in a minute, man. I just love you, and I love your mom and your family, and I got to meet your handsome son this morning. Shout out to WestEndShawty. What's going on?
What's going on, Miss TampaMystic?
Hey, give me some love. You know what I'm saying? Boom. We transferring all that good energy. You feel that?
Yeah.
It's such a good to see you. I'll tell you, it's been a while. We got a lot of history, man. Like, you know, we used to turn up at the events and performances, and we
Sociable Sundays.
Sociable Sundays, yeah.
I remember that.
You remember that. Introduce yourself.
I go by the name of WestEndShawty. I used to do the secular rap, but now I rap for God. And God came into my life about 4.5 years ago. I was actually listening to William McDowell, I Give Myself Away.
Yeah.
And when I was listening to that song, I was already doing music. So God, he spoke to me. He was like, I want you to come rap for me.
Yeah.
And the next day I made this song called I Know God. And ever since then, I never looked back.
Man, you have such an amazing journey, and I love what you do. I love what you stand for. I love everything about what you got going on, and we miss your mom so much.
Yeah.
You know,
Definitely number one supporter.
She was
always there.
Bro, like if you guys never met her, like she would perform harder than you sometimes.
Energy, yeah. Love it.
Everybody knew who she was because she just really, you know, came out and supported and genuinely just showed you love, and that was such a blessing. Where you from originally?
I'm from the West End of Atlanta.
Okay,
Yep,
so
right in the
you
West
from
End. Yeah, my grandma is in the West End on Oak Street. Over there, that's where we was all raised. My mom is from over there. My dad is from over there. So my grandma is like the family house, and that's where we all be at, and that's where we all grew up.
Gotcha. Understood, man. Take us back, you know, when you was a little boy, you know, did you have dreams to do something else before music?
I actually did basketball.
Okay, you was a hooper?
Yeah, I played sports. Like at my house now, I got I got basketball trophies. I played basketball, baseball, and football when I was little.
That's
so I was
so
into
important.
Sports. Like when I was in school, I was never really, too much of even thought about music.
Yeah.
But how I started music was I used to just rap and join people in class. And I used to just do that.
Class clown.
Yeah.
Getting on people.
And I made a song called it was a Travis Porter song that All the Way Turned Up.
Yeah.
And I made a song. And when I made that song about it, I was actually joining somebody.
Yeah.
And then it just came out of nowhere, and I put it on the record, and I never looked back.
You're like, yo, I can really do this.
Yeah.
Most definitely. That's dope. So till what age did you continue to play sports?
It was around about 5 all the way to about 13, 12 years old.
Let's talk about that a little bit. I'm a huge advocate on kids being involved in something. I started my son in 3rd grade playing baseball first, and then, all the way till he graduated, he played football, he ran track, he wrestled, doing something. I think it's important. How would you say you being in sports at a young age up until, your teenage years helped you?
It really molds you because I went to the Boys and Girls Club as well. My mom sent us to the Boys and Girls Club. Like, it really molds you as a child, teaches you discipline and all the things that you go through, shows you how to, be a man.
Yeah.
They mold you. They teach you stuff. Your parents really don't, teach you. You just learn outside of it.
Absolutely.
Outside of your house.
You learn how to become a team player.
Yeah.
You learn how to be like prompt with stuff, which plays a good part into what you do now. You know what I'm saying? As an artist, if you got a show or something, you want to make sure you're on time. So I think it really sets you and molds you. That's why it's so important. You guys got to get your kids involved in stuff, like at an early age. When you first started doing your music, was your mom on board with you?
Definitely.
Okay.
From the jump, even though she might not have liked what I was talking about, but she was always the party girl. So music was already
in her.
So
she liked it.
She just go that's what she really do. She just light up the room at the party.
Oh man.
So that's why I was
She
always
did.
kind of, easy for her just to walk in there and just, just have a good time. Like when she hear music, she just light up and just go.
Everybody loved her, you know. And was your dad on board as well?
Yeah, my dad was on board, but he was working out of town a lot. My dad was a superintendent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was working out of town a lot, so that's why it was me and my mom a lot.
Yeah.
But he always sent the money, and I always had anything I wanted.
I know that's right.
Yeah.
About when did you really start taking music like on a serious level? Because there's a time when you come in versus a time that he sounds so cute over there. I wish we could put him on camera. About when did you start, taking it real seriously? Like, this is a business. I got to take it seriously.
I started taking it serious those years after I got into it at the secular route, when I started performing at UMP Brown events.
Yeah.
That's when I started taking it serious. But then it feels fresh now because I'm still doing music, but I'm rapping about something different. So I feel like I started all over again.
Yeah, absolutely, because it is definitely a different genre, and being in the gospel realm is very different. Because you have a whole new audience of people. There's probably different ways for you to market music. Our studio, ARC Studios, we actually signed a gospel artist. Shout out to Lachey Knox. She's doing really well. She signed with Black Smoke and doing well, and so it really gave me a whole new respect and perspective for other genres of music, because it's even though it's music, it is still slightly different.
Yeah.
How was that transition from you going from the secular events doing hip hop and out there turning up into the gospel world?
I loved it. It was hard, but it was easy. It was easy because I was already doing the music. It was hard trying to get people, to listen to me.
Right.
But I never really worried about people listening to me because, we was already in the secular club and people already knew who I was.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, people like you and a lot of people that's out here, they respect what I'm doing.
Of course, absolutely.
So sometimes I even go back to, to the clubs and still do my gospel. I actually went to One Love, One Mic, probably about the beginning of this year and the end of last year. One time they invited me out.
Yeah.
And shout out to Mike Smith. They put Mama on the back, dropping everything.
Oh,
He actually let me come
wow.
up there and do my thing.
That was so amazing. She made such an impact on a lot of people's lives. Like, wow. Like, how is that for you? And we'll touch on that just a little bit. I know sometimes for me it's still a little tough to talk about my mom passing, but we have to pick up the pieces and move on.
Yeah.
With losing her, being your biggest supporter, if you don't mind sharing, like, how was that for you? And you lost your grandmother right around that same time too.
Definitely.
Like,
my grandma, my mom and my grandma were like twins.
Yeah.
And my mom, she was like, if anything happened to my grandmother, she was like basically over everything. So I don't really honestly think they could have probably even, took each other passing. And now that I think about it.
Right. Absolutely.
That's tough. And it's like my mom, they actually told her, because they wasn't really going to tell her like that her mom was in the hospital, but we ended up telling her. And I guess she talked to her mom, and ain't no telling how she was feeling. She probably felt like her mom was finna pass.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Ain't no telling what, God was telling her.
Man, absolutely. And one thing I know about life, sometimes when you got somebody that you're so close with and you love so much, like once they pass, some people don't want to go on.
No, they don't.
Like I know my grandparents, they passed within like 2 months of each other. When my grandfather passed, 2 months later, my grandmother passed because she just didn't, she missed her life partner, and it's just that way sometimes. And we have to accept that, everybody's journey is different. And the only thing that we're guaranteed in life is that one day we will not be here anymore.
Yeah.
We will pass, and you and I were talking a little bit before we came live at how it gives you a sense of clarity on life. I always try to find the positive in every situation.
And I tell people that all the time. I try to find a positive in every situation too. Like something can be so negative, but I try to find a positive.
Me too.
In it. It's like when my mom and they did pass, it's like, and my son, he was the positive.
Yes.
So it's like I try to look at that, and that's like, and I think in my head, because I actually got my mom on a song that we did called Me and My Mama, and I actually wrote her verse for her, and she was saying, She said, no matter what happened to me, you better keep on living.
Yes.
And she always instilled that in me. Like, when we used to be riding in the car, like, on the way to the club, she
Yeah.
used to, like, you know, we had them serious talks, and she's been
Right.
like, no matter what happened, like, you better keep on
You better
living.
keep going, like, because you got to do it for her.
And I was like, and I feel that, and it's like, if I stop, like, I would. Like,
You're like letting her down.
yes, and I feel like she would, come and get me.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I'd be bothered all the time.
She gonna be like, boy, come on now.
Uh-huh.
You better get
You
back
better
out
finish
there.
what we started.
Yeah, you better finish what we started. Absolutely. Leading up to the time that she passed, your wife was already pregnant then because
Yes.
yeah. Man, how was that experience for you? Going through, fatherhood, new father, but then soon after you lost your mother. Like, how did you handle that situation?
It was tough because I think that was the toughest part, even like her death. Like, that was tough, like, cause she was so happy.
She was
about the baby, and I just know like she was gonna really like
be
love
the
him.
best
I
grandmother.
probably wasn't even gonna be having my son all the time.
Right.
Yeah, so it's like I be thinking, I be like, man, even in that process, and it's like when she went to the hospital, I'm like, man, she gonna come home.
That's what we think.
She gonna come home. She gonna be all right. I was handling the bills because I was on the phone with her, and I would talk to her. I was like, Mom, I'm handling the bills and everything.
Yeah, I got this.
I'm helping Dad out. And then, now that I'm really thinking, I was probably giving her reassurance. Like, she probably was thinking, he got it. I'm okay. He got it. I can go on there.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't know how she was feeling on that bed.
Right. And I know that pneumonia is definitely no joke.
Yeah.
My mom passed from the same exact thing right after your mom. And I seen what my mom went through. She was very, very sick.
Yeah.
And it was almost to the point where it's like, you don't want to lose them, but you don't want to see them like that either.
Exactly.
Because it's like, there's no guarantee that you can make a full recovery. We don't know what this type of stuff could do to people. So
And then it's like, it goes to a process. It's like they go to the hospital, they're sick, and then it's like, okay, they talking to you, then they're not talking to you.
yes,
Then it's like over.
it's just, just, does he want to come over here and chill with us? Come on over here, baby.
Talking about grandma.
He feels left out. Hi, baby. He's feeling left out. He's like, hold on now, y'all ain't paying no attention to me.
Yeah. She like you talking about my grandma in that interview.
Right, exactly. So let's talk about the music that you're putting out now. For people who aren't familiar with your movement, let's put them on game. What is WestEndShawty working on right now?
I actually dropped 3 gospel albums, and before my life changed up, I had an album called WestEndShawty Chapter 13, verse 34. But when I had this album, it was gonna be a secular album. But after I got the encounter with God, my life changed.
Yeah.
I had a whole album of rap, and I couldn't even put it out. So I had to do a whole new album. So I dropped 3 albums so far in the gospel world. I dropped WestEndShawty Chapter 13, verse 34. Gonna Be Hard to Stop and Minister Shawty. And Gonna Be Hard to Stop was the one I dropped after my mom passing, and that one is out now. And now I'm getting ready to drop an album. Not an album, an EP on Mother's Day.
Okay.
That's the first
reveal.
reveal.
Dedication.
That's
yeah.
the first reveal.
Look at that.
Look, it's coming May. That's why I've been putting on Instagram, April showers, May flowers.
May flowers,
And
absolutely.
This one is about, you just got to show your people, give them their flowers while they're here.
Absolutely, you have to.
And that's why I'm, kind of can be able to deal with it and cope with it, because I know I showed my mom love while she was here. I didn't have to be like, oh man, I wish I would have did this more.
Man,
I wish I would have did this more. That's why. So that's what this album this EP is all about. Just giving people their flowers while they're here.
That's true, because I don't know that I ever seen you and she was not there.
And sometimes, and sometimes, even if she wasn't there, she just came even to support other artists.
Yeah.
Even just to come see you sometimes.
Yes.
She'd be like, I'm going to TampaMystic tonight. I'm like, well, go ahead, Mom.
I just love her. She was so supportive in person and on social media. She was always engaging, and man, she was so sweet. I miss her a lot. Like, she was just like one of my favorite people that I met when I moved here. So,
definitely.
But she's still with us. Her and my mom are having fun right now. They chilling.
With no worries. Well, we got all the worries down here.
Exactly, and that's big facts, man. Like we dealing with all the worries now, right now. So you got this EP on the way.
Yep.
Is it already completed, or are you putting some final touches on it?
It's done. It's 7 songs.
Okay,
Yep.
and it's releasing on Mother's Day.
Yeah, because 7 means completion.
Yeah.
So it's done. It's called More to the Story.
Let's go ahead.
I just want people to know it's it's more to the story. It's not over just yet. You know, when people think it's over, I feel like when God does something in your life and troubles come, that means like there's something to come next.
That's right. I am a firm believer in that. Everything is already written. Yep. Things are always going to happen for a reason. And as we discussed earlier, I'm a big believer, and I always find the positive in every situation. You know, because I get my blessings from God, not man.
Yep.
You know, and you know, we have to just keep doing what we do unapologetically. Yep. You know, and live our life to the best terms that we can. And that's all we can do. That's why I tell people about God all the time, but I'm not the type that God you. Right. I feel like in the Bible how Jesus represented, he just showed his light. And it's a scripture in the Bible. I actually got to find it, but I feel like you just got to, when you out here just walking and living your life, you know, it'll show instead of just, you know, just talking so much about it. Absolutely. Right.
People, they'll see it because if people get it, they'll get it. If people don't, then they don't. A lot of people are out here living their lives recklessly. Yeah. You know, what would you say to people? You know, there's a lot of, you know, and this is definitely no shade, but a lot of the younger generation is like just really out here living recklessly. Like, I'll be honest, I'm glad that I didn't grow up in this generation of social media because there's so much pressure. You know, when I was a teenager and even into my 20s, social media didn't exist. Barely. Facebook was getting kicked off and MySpace and stuff like that. You know, the youth that's out there coming up, you know, and they're taking the hard way. What would you say to them? I would tell them to find God, seek God. And I say that because one thing I do pray for, I pray that people actually find their purpose. Yeah. Because I know what it's like not to, you know, not know your purpose and you trying to find what you really want to do. And that could get them distracted sometimes because they really don't understand life and what they want to do. So when people find their purpose, like I pray for that. I'm like, I pray this person find their purpose. And when they actually find their purpose, it make me happy because I be like, man, they actually listen. They done found their purpose. It's amazing that you and I are like connecting like this because every interview that I do, I talk to people about that if they understand what their purpose is. And some people don't know. Yeah, they don't. But it gets their wheels turning. I like to instill that in them because I tell them, okay, music is your passion, but that's going to lead you to your purpose in life. Yep. You know, and exactly. I did an interview with an artist the other day, Yellow Pain, and he's very, you know, through his music, he spreads a lot of positivity. I like that name. Yeah. Yellow Pain. Yellow Pain. And it's nothing nice. But positivity that comes through his music, a lot of motivation. And he said that what he does, he prescribes God for people. And I said, I like that. Instead of people prescribing prescription for people, he said, I'm going to write you a prescription for God. You need God in your life. I said, I've never heard anybody say that before, but I haven't either. That was so, me too. I was like, that is so dope because that's just what a lot of people are missing. Yeah. And they don't even realize it. Yeah. And my pastor, he was actually talking yesterday on Easter Sunday. He was saying, God be right there, standing right in front of people, but we miss him. Yeah. Every time. God don't never leave us. We always leave him. He be standing right there the whole time. Right. Even with our moms, even in the stuff we've been through, he be there the whole time. The whole time. People be thinking he left, but it's like he there the whole time. And what let me know he there the whole time, like I say, things like my son, still got my dad, my family still loving. I'm still be able to wake up the next day. Absolutely. Like you say, that's that thing about the positivity. The positivity that comes from everything. You have to, because too many people focus on all the negative stuff. Yep. And I'm a believer in what you focus on is what's going to come to fruition. You have to focus on the positive stuff, you know. When people listen to your music for the first time, what do you want them to get from it? I want them to get that you can still praise God and have fun and be yourself. God wants you to be yourself and be original because ain't nothing you can too much hide from God. He already know what you do. He know what you're going to say. Yeah. He already know all this stuff. So the best thing you can do is just be yourself and seek God because when you seek ye the kingdom of God, everything else will be added.
Let's dive a little deeper, if that's okay.
That's cool.
Because there's again, I think some of the younger generation that's out there now, they don't even know how, in their mind, to seek God. Mm-hmm. They may not feel like they know how to properly pray, and there's no really proper way to do it. You have to do it in your own way. Mm-hmm. Talk to those people right now, the people who are like troubled, and they're like, they say, okay, seek God. How do I seek God? What would you tell them?
I feel like when you seek God, you pray. And people say I know when people say they pray, they don't hear nothing. But I feel like you do hear things. I feel like when you praying and you down there and you trying to find your way, I feel like that positive side. You know how when you talking, when you praying and you hear that positive side, then you just hear this other side say do and don't do.
Yeah.
That side that say, don't do. That's
like in some of the movies we see where they got like the good and the bad sitting there.
And it be there, and it's like, and then after God, you'll get up and he'll show you something.
Every time.
Yeah, and he eating good over
Look at you. Look at you. Every now and again, we got to show him a little love.
Yeah, fat boy.
Because he's going to be over there like getting our attention. You're so cute. Y'all, we got the cutest little baby sitting over there right now.
Shout out to my son, Mr. Cuban.
He's so sweet.
Yeah,
and he's a good boy, too. He's just chilling.
Chilling.
Yes, and that's your biggest blessing right there.
My biggie.
Let's talk about fatherhood because, I think having a child or, if you guys decide to have more children, that's your biggest blessing right there. Mm-hmm. This is who you're doing it for right here. Talk to us about the transition into fatherhood.
The transition in fatherhood was, like I say, it was real good. And as I say, after my mom passed, I got my son. So now it's like, I can't let her down and I can't let myself down because I know if she was here, I got to do the stuff that not she would do, but if she was still here, I need to be still doing that stuff and not lacking off and be like, oh, my mom not here. Oh, I'm going to let him do this. It's like, no. It's like everything that she did to me, it's like I'm going to show him.
That's right. Absolutely. Absolutely. She did a phenomenal job with raising you, and you're doing the same with him.
Yep, so I'm trying to keep him trained. He feisty, though. He'll feisty, so I got to watch him now.
And you say he won, like just barely won, and he walking already.
Yeah, he walk, run.
Wow.
He jogging.
Already getting into stuff probably,
And you got to pay attention to him as a father because, I feel like a lot of kids don't have their father. And I feel like that's what's wrong with a lot of men nowadays. They don't have a father. And, they don't look up. They don't look up to the older people in this generation no more. They don't look up to old heads no more. They, they think they lame and stuff.
Yeah.
But the type of guy I am, it's like I was always raised up around older people.
Right.
And that's who I learned from. It's always older people, and that's all I really hung around was older
Me
people.
too.
I feel like you learn a lot from them, but I feel like they need people. They need a father figure in their life, somebody father figure, and they need to learn how to listen.
I agree, man. Like young men, young fellas out there, please, I beg you, if you have a child, please be in that child's life,
especially boys.
Yeah, they I raised my son as a single mother, and I think I did a great job, but it was tough though because. Or just like if there's a man raising a daughter and the mom's not around, there's certain things girls are going to go through that men don't understand because they don't experience that and vice versa. So, fortunately, my dad was a big part of my son's life and, stuff. So it's just like, man, young men, please. And ladies, too. I'm not throwing it all on men because there's some women out there that don't step up as they should as a mother to their children. I don't understand that. Like, I sacrificed everything to make sure my son, I waited until he was good before I said, okay, now I'm going to go pursue my dreams.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And I feel like that's what my mom did too. I mean, she was working. She worked for the bank in SimCorp. She went to school and everything. But as far as like doing what I wanted to do, like she was with it.
Yeah.
Like, everything I wanted, she was there. Like she was like, okay, that's what you want to do? Okay, we doing it too. And then she actually made, because I was talking to my godmother, Miss Rashonda, she was actually telling me, she was telling me that I really didn't know. Like my mom, she always had God in her life, but I really helped her put them final touches on her life with God.
Yeah.
Because in the same time, she was telling me, like, I really didn't understand. Like, I really, like, was leading my mama closer. And while I was doing what I was doing, she was getting what she needed.
Absolutely.
Little did I know.
And she was completely at peace when she left us.
Yeah.
Completely at peace.
He's doing gospel rap now.
Yes. He's right doing exactly what he needs to be doing. What was the experience like, you know, for you to step back into the secular scene? You said you did One Love, One Mic, but still put your gospel twist on the night. What was that experience like?
Loved it. The people, they loved it because like I say, most people, you know, they already know me. And sometimes people, they just be just not seeing me. But it be fresh to them because a lot of people haven't, you know, been introduced to gospel rap.
Right.
And it's kind of like the streets, like they know gospel rappers, but like from what I'm hearing, sometimes it's like when I go out, they be like, "Man, you the only gospel rapper I don't really heard." I be like, "It's a lot of gospel
of them
rappers
out there."
here, but it's just like I be feeling like when they say that to me, I be feeling like that's what they need.
No,
and they really be wanting it, but it's just not given to them in the right way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I remember I had did an interview with Jeff Will, and we were talking about that. And
Jeff,
like,
he's solid. Yeah.
I love that dude. That's my bro right there.
Yeah.
And like, you were the first person that came to mind. You know, like you said, there's a lot of gospel rappers out there, but the first person that came to mind was WestEndShawty.
Yeah.
You know, like when we were talking about it. You know, with that being said, what I love about your music and what you're doing is that you're keeping it, you know, God is in your music, but you're still delivering it in a way where people are like, oh, this is dope.
Because I'm actually giving my testimony.
Yeah.
Instead of saying, you know, God, but people want to know what has God done for you.
Right.
That's what they want to know.
Absolutely.
How's he working in your life? If they can't see that, they're not going to believe.
And you still turning up.
Yeah, exactly. Still being the same way, shirt off and everything.
Yeah.
At the church.
Unapologetically. And that's what it's supposed to be about. You know, I think honestly, I think that's the stigma that people have why they don't allow God into their life, because in their mind, they think that they have to be what some people call the holy roller and they got to be in church all stiff. And no, it's come as you are.
Yep. And God, and what I say, being original.
Yes.
Originality. God loves somebody that's going to be original.
Yes.
Not going to be playing around.
That's right.
Yeah, and so he's like, so I feel like God took that and said, okay, I'm gonna show them something. And I feel like if I would have never paid attention, I don't even want to know what it would have been like. But I honestly feel like I did the right thing, because honestly, like I say, my music was already going good.
Yeah,
like,
it
I
really
didn't
good.
Have to, but it's like, what if I didn't?
I'm so glad that you are doing exactly what God called you to do.
Yes, ma'am. Yep.
I love that, you know, and I really hope that people that hear this, it sparks something within them to do what God called you to do.
Yep.
You know, because people are really lost out here.
Very.
They're really lost out here, and it's sad, you know, the younger generation, like, because a lot of them, like you said, they don't have the guidance. Maybe their dad's not there or something, and it's just, you know, I pray over these people as well, that we got to do better, you know, as a whole.
Oh, yep.
And that includes people like us, you know, even though I'm older, I'm your elder, but you're the elder to some of these younger people. It's up to us to help them and guide them and show them the right way.
Yeah. And if we don't do that, they're going to always continue to be lost.
Yeah, absolutely. So what's next for you? I know you got the EP coming. Do you have any other shows or anything on the way?
I actually do. I have I actually have an event coming up. I'm probably gonna do an event after Mother's Day.
Okay.
I'm gonna do one for my EP, and I'm gonna put that out. And how I do my events now, I actually do them at a church. Sometimes I do them at a regular place.
Oh, nice.
But it's about to be summertime now, so I might do something outside.
Yeah, exactly. The
Yeah.
weather's
Yeah.
good.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's right. Well, you definitely got to keep us in the loop with that. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
I haven't seen the WestEndShawty performance in a minute.
Yeah, we need one.
I need that in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, it brings me happiness. When I see other people just genuinely happy, even if I don't know them, that makes me happy.
Yeah.
That's what brings joy to me. My allergies are on 100 today.
It's okay. And just like I said, that's why I feel like when people find their purpose, I like that. I
Yes.
Because it's just like, okay, they finally got it right.
Absolutely correct, man. Before we get out of here and give out your social media, you know, just take a minute to look at the camera and, you know, people that are supporting you, showing you love. What do you want to say to them right now?
I want to say, no matter what, no matter parent, mom or dad, always love on your parents. And parents, love on your children. Because sometimes us children, we want to be loved on, and sometimes we feel like the parent might not be paying attention to us.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, us as children, we have to be respectful to our parents. And I want to tell the young ones out here, no matter what you're doing, keep God in your life. I don't care if you're selling pencils on the corner, you selling water, you taking pictures, you in front of a mic, you on a podcast. Always keep God first in your life.
Yes, absolutely.
Always.
It's a powerful message. And I like what you said about loving on your parents and parents loving on your kids, because one day we're going to wake up and they're not going to be there.
Yep, and that's exactly what my mama said. She said, one day I'm going to wake up and I ain't going to be here.
That's right. And you don't ever want to.
And it happened.
Yeah, and it happened. Absolutely. But
That's the thing, it happened.
But thank God.
Thank God, yep.
That you were an amazing son. Like, you had a beautiful relationship with her. Yep. I respect that so much. I love it. Because I love the fact that you guys had a great relationship, because I had the same relationship with my parents, you know, and I love
when
that.
When you hit me up and told me that, I was so shocked. I was like, wow.
Yeah, isn't it?
And it's so shocking because I'm sure a lot of people have hit you up. Like,
yes.
And like a lot of people been in my DMs, they be like, man, I lost my mom too. I lost my mom too. I know how you feel. And it's like, you'll never really understand how many people lost their mom.
Yes, the person that gave us life. Around the same
be like,
time.
man, I lost my mom last year. It'd be recent.
Yeah.
Be like 5 to 10 years. It'd be recent.
I'll tell you, this whole COVID pneumonia situation, it rest in peace, K. Slay. I seen that DJ K. Slay, he was hospitalized for 3 months with COVID and just lost his life, I think, yesterday. And this COVID is just something else. That could be a whole nother conversation. But, man, you know, one of my friends, Coco Mika, Bigger Rankings manager, she lost her life to COVID. And so it is tough. You know, but we're here.
Yeah, we're still rocking and rolling.
Nah, for real. We thank God. I'll tell you, when I wake up every morning, as soon as I open my eyes, the first thing I do is I thank you, God, for another day.
Amen.
Every morning, and I've been doing that for a very long time. It's not since my mom passed. I just, because, I lost my sister back in 2012. So it's like she passed at 41 at a young age. So I know it's a blessing for us to wake up every day.
Yeah.
Man, and you got a little handsome little booger down there.
He got his juice.
Yeah. So cute. Well, 3 things we got to do before we get out of here. 1, tell them where they can follow you at on all your social media.
Y'all can follow me everywhere at WestEndShawty. That's on all social media, all musical platforms at WestEndShawty.
Most definitely. And be in tune for the EP on Mother's Day.
Yeah, on Mother's Day, May 8th on Sunday. All the mothers, and I might do that for all the mothers. I'm looking for 50 mothers. I'm giving roses to 50 mothers.
Oh, that's beautiful.
One rose per mother.
That's beautiful.
I was thinking of doing something like that.
Yeah, you should, because it's a tribute to your mother, but it's a tribute to all the beautiful mothers out here as well.
I know how it is with mothers.
Absolutely, most definitely. Second thing we got to do, is there anybody you want to give a shout out to?
I want to give a shout out to my handsome son. He's sitting right next to me.
Yes, he's so sweet. Hi, baby. Yeah. And he's so happy, too.
Yeah, and I want to give a shout out to my whole entire family for holding it down. And we're going to stick together and keep it together. And shout out to God. And shout out to Miss TampaMystic, man. We go back.
Way back.
We're going to keep working.
Yes, absolutely. Like, you're one of my favorite people. I've met you and your mother since I moved out here, because you guys both just openly embraced me as if you knew me forever. And that means a lot to me, because honestly, some of the people I've met when I first got here, I don't even have conversations with them anymore,
Hey, man, that's true. And like this industry most wanted.
Yes.
For the longest. Love the brand and everything.
Yeah. Now I'm going full force with it, you know?
Yes, ma'am. Got to.
So that actually going to lead me into my very last question. Shout out to WestEndShawty checking in. What makes you the industry's most wanted?
Make me the industry most wanted is because I feel like it's something that the people need, and I feel like I got what they have. Well, I don't have what they have. God gave me to give them what he has.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
It makes all the sense in the world. Most definitely. Well, once again, give you some love. Bam. Boom. Thank you so much for being here.
We family.
Hey, for life. For life.
Bam.
We up out of here, y'all.